I'm making healthy hamburger soup today, and instead of browning the beef, I'm going to make them in little mini meatballs in the donut hole pan. 1 tablespoon of the mixture seasoned with salt and pepper goes in the donut hole pan. Pop them in the oven, 350 degrees for 18 minutes. I'm going to start sauteing some onions, and while they're cooking, I'll cut up my veggies. I'm using the crinkle cutter. You just rock it back and forth, and it slices through things so easily. And the veggie wedger for my potatoes to get those even shaped, consistent sizes. So the meatballs are done, and so are the onions. So I'll add the meatballs into the pot along with those carrots and potatoes, some fresh green beans, and some little mini corn. Next, I'll add in some diced tomatoes and tomato paste. Add all of our delicious seasonings in, and then lastly, I'll be adding in some beef broth. I will have the recipe in the comments for you. Give that a gentle stir, and you can certainly cook it right on the stovetop, but I don't want to stand here and stir it, so I'm going to transfer it to the slow cooker today. Set it for 3 hours on low. Okay, it is done, and I took the Rockcrok out of the slow cooker stand, and I brought it over here, and I'm going to tilt this down so you can see what it looks like. It sure smells heavenly. I'm going to move this lid out of the way. Whew, I'm getting a steam facial. Y'all look at all that deliciousness right there. So I'm going to scoop some out so you can see it. I've got 2 dipping tools that I want to show you. This is our scoop and drain. I do want juice in my soup, but I've had some questions on this, so I wanted to show it. And it is large, and it has lots of drain holes, so if you're frying French fries or dipping things out that you don't want a lot of juice in, this is the perfect tool. You can see it draining, but I'm gonna go ahead and dip it so it doesn't drain a lot, because we want that delicious broth in our soup. Let me move that one out of the way. Y'all look at that. And you know, when we cook hamburger soup, typically in a Rockcrok or a slow cooker especially, that beef wants to cook way down in little tiny crumbles. So I love doing them in the meatball shape, so we get a good bite of beef in every bite. So I'm going to sit this one here for a minute. And then this is what I typically would use. This is our nylon serving ladle. It's got a pour spout on this side and straining holes on this side. So I'm going to scoop some out of this one. And so that's going to keep a lot of juice unless you want to tilt and drain it. But I don't want to tilt and drain because I want that broth. So I'm going to put some of that in here, maybe a little more. Now the recipe that I share with you is not going to call for the corn, but I had a can left that I didn't use, so I wanted to use it. So I decided just to go ahead and put it in this. So now I'm going to slide this out of the way. So I'll show you what I like. Sorry, I know that's loud. It's on that silicone mat, and I've got it on our silicone nesting mat. The large one is under there, and it comes in 3 pieces. So I can use it for bowls if I want to. But what I'm going to do, I like to shred Parmesan over mine. So I've got our zester. My husband doesn't like the Parmesan over his, but I'm going to show you in a minute what he likes. Let me move that meatball around. So I'll just shred a little bit. You all know how to zest or shred cheese. But it's going to be delicious. This is the small zester. You see me use our big cheese grater a lot, but it locks in the stand-up position, and it also locks and completely folds, and it has a cover that goes over it. Now, oh, that's going to be scrumptious right there, y'all. What my husband likes on his, and I shared a little clip of me taking these out of the oven. I make my own croutons and use melted butter, and then I put garlic parmesan and our 3 onion seasoning in that butter. Toss that cut up bread that you don't need anymore before you throw it away, and make croutons. I keep them in this all the time in our freezer, and they are scrumptious, and they're his favorite. So I'm going to add a little bit more juice to his because he didn't get a lot of juice. Put some more juice in there. There we go. And then I'll just put some of these croutons right on top of his. He could probably let me dump all of these right on top of his because he loves the croutons. I'll give him some big pieces. I'll share the recipe for the soup for sure, but I'll also share, I normally do these in the air fryer, but I had so much bread this time that I did them on the stoneware pan in the oven. Don't that look scrumptious? It's going to be delicious. All right, thank you guys for watching. I can't wait to share this recipe in the comments for you. It's a healthier soup, and I'll have the nutrition info on the recipe for you as well. So thank you guys for watching, and y'all have a great night. Bye-bye. So easy to make and delicious. Here's a closer look for you, and it's delicious with those crunchy homemade croutons. The recipe will be in the comments.